Hello, welcome to Goods In number 31. A while ago, I unboxed and had a look at this. This is the Sony ICD-TX650. It's essentially a dictaphone, a very small portable recorder. And this is a nice little device. It's really nicely made, and it's got inputs at the top. So you've got mic inputs, and that can be a line input as well. It's got sort of expandable storage with space for a micro SD card. So really, and this is kind of like your typical dictaphone, isn't it? I mean, this is the sort of thing that people associate with dictaphones these days. If you're still someone that uses one, that is. But today I've got something different for you. More stuff from Sony. However, this is the ICD-TX650. And the main reason I bought this is because I saw the picture of this dude on the front and I thought, I just want to be like him. He's like really cool. And I thought, you know, if I buy this, maybe I could be like him. I mean, that is a sharp suit he's wearing. Nice. Anyway, no, this is a 16 gigabyte dictaphone, but it is in a form factor that's essentially like a kind of large pen, I suppose, almost like a sort of, you know, a highlighter or something like that. And I think that is what really sells it for a lot of people. So I'm going to, as this is a goods in video, as I always say, I'm going to get in the box. I've never opened this before. Clearly this is retail packaging designed to be put on a shelf. And there we have it. And just take out all the bum first. A load of probably Sony with a load of their manuals. Yep, all the standard Sony stuff in there. Let's move those out of the way. And we do get a pair of headphones with this. Interesting. A pair of headphones. Wow, this is like bell wire. They're really, really thin. But these are, well, Sony branded anyway. Just standard 3.5mm. Very, very thin. Very, very thin cable. I mean, they feel like garbage. Because the cable's so thin. I mean, you know, it doesn't have to be thick or anything like that. But yeah, you get a pair of little headphones with it. No kind of foam bits or anything like that. But I haven't seen that for a while. This just reminds me of sort of Walkman days or Discman days. Getting something like this with a product. And then you do get the USB cable for charging, which is just a standard micro USB cable. Everybody would probably have millions of those, but you get it anyway. And then that's it. Oh no, you get a nice little pouch in there too, which isn't actually a horrible pouch. Some of these are quite nasty little things, but that one's all right. Looks like leather. I doubt it is, but it looks like it. And then the actual recorder itself. Now this is pretty small, this thing, as you can see. And if I compare that, if I put the two side by side, you can see sort of how much smaller this one is. And let's take a close look at this. So at the top here we have what looks like, so that's just headphone out. That's not a line in there, so it doesn't look like we've got any kind of line in on this device, unfortunately. But we've got two stereo mics there at the top, which makes perfect sense. You would imagine and want them to be at the top. Around the side there we've got our controls, all our main controls. So just a nice volume up and down there, all the sort of menu stuff to get to your menus and back record, and then just a simple sort of record button at the end there. Down the other end we have a reset button and our micro USB port, so you have to take off this flap to get in there and recharge it, which, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that type of solution, but it's okay. And then on the other side is just the power button and the hold button. So who's going to use something like this? I mean, how is this any better than this? I mean, they're about, I don't know, they're probably similar, so maybe this is a little bit more expensive. But yeah, as I say, this is like a kind of, I suppose this is almost the equivalent of a lapel solution, really, because you can stick these, you know, just have a couple of these charged and then just chuck them on somebody on their kind of suit pocket or on their shirt pocket, and it's not terribly intrusive, almost like the Rode wireless mics, you know, those kind of things. They're not massively intrusive, and I think that alone makes this, you know, a unique sort of product, or probably not. Like there's probably lots of other things like this, but that's what sort of makes this different from the other Sony dictaphones. So let's power it up, see how it looks. Initial settings configured, so we're done. We're ready to go. And then just presumably left and right on the menus there. So we have our record menu, recorded files, music. So you can put music on it in the same way as you can with the other recorder. You can put music on it. So you can just use this as a listening device as well. Or a podcast, return to record, settings. Let's have a quick look at the settings menu. Recording settings, folder, scene select, voice operated recording, recording filter. So that'll be like a low cut filter, stereo emphasis. Mic sensitivity, that's good. They give you an option to make a selection there. Now, scene select is being deactivated there. I think the reason for that is because I've made a choice on something. Record mode, you have MP3 192 kilobits per second, 192, 128, and 48 kilobit mono, which of course, 48 kilobit mono will have a frequency response of up to about 14K, something like that. Not too bad for speech. And because it's mono, 48 kilobit is the equivalent of 96 kilobit stereo. So while it's not a great bit rate, it's perfectly fine and will be perfectly understood if you're just recording speech. If you're after any kind of decent audio for video, for videography, which I think is where a lot of people will use a product like this, you'll probably want to use PCM or at least MP3 192. So as a goods in video, this is all about first impressions. It's really, really small, actually smaller than I thought it would be. It's lovely construction. It feels almost like, no, it's probably plastic, but it feels like it could well be metal. Really nice and solid. Speaker quality is incredibly tinny. You sound like it feels like you're listening to a pair of headphones. But you know what? It's not going to be anything different with a device this size. And they supply it with headphones, so you've got an option, right? You can always chuck it into a pair of headphones for it to sound better, or take the files to your computer. Controls wise, it's nice and easy because you can kind of rest your fingers over the top like that and use your sort of left, right, also as up and down, and then select up, down, back. Select. So the buttons on the top are positioned nicely to be able to just hold the device like this and be able to navigate around it like that. So I think that works pretty well. And I've noticed that on the front when it records, so I'm just going to record something now. There are no level meters at all, so unfortunately that is a bit of a downside for me. I just think, yeah, it'd be nice. It's always nice to have level meters, but unfortunately, nope, nothing there for you. It's a lovely little recorder though, isn't it? Nice looking product. Again, lovely Sony design. And I can imagine that if this just lets you get closer than an on-camera mic with ease, you know, so you're not having to kind of use multiple lav packs and stuff like that. And I mean, the alternative, I suppose, you could use a phone, but then who has phones just available left, right, and centre to give out to people to put in their pockets? I mean, it just doesn't happen like that. Having a couple of these that you can just set on record, chuck it in a pocket, as I say, and just leave people to get on with their thing is a big bonus, because then you can just match up all the time codes later on, match up all the recordings later on, and you're good to go. I will just show you that, play you back that piece. I'm going to play you that back right into the... There are no level meters at all, so unfortunately that is a bit of a downside for me. I just think, yeah, it'd be nice. It's always nice to have level meters, but unfortunately, nope, nothing there for you. So let's have a quick test of the record. Yeah, there you go. Not terribly good quality speakers, but I will try the recorder now. I'll put these headphones in shot so the camera's got something to focus on, and I'm going to just clip this to my... Right, let's just start it recording. Right, it's recording now. I'm going to clip this to my jumper here. Oh, the clip doesn't come that far out, actually. I was hoping that would come out further. So I've just clipped it on. This is pretty much where I would wear a lav mic usually. So I'm going to switch to the recording from the Sony now, and you can hear how it sounds. So this is in comparison to my NTG3 mic here in the on the camera. So maybe not a fair comparison, admittedly, but still compare the difference, because you know this is the level of, I don't know, you want to get a microphone as close to somebody as you can, so you've got their level higher than anybody else's, and you can cut out as much background noise as possible. There's no background noise in here at the moment, but hopefully this gives you some sort of idea of how the device sounds. I will do further audio tests with this. I reckon another good thing about this, if I just take this off now, is that you can easily, come on, focus for me. You can easily put a bit of foam over the top here, and that will allow you to protect the microphones from wind noise. I would have thought that slotting just a bit of foam over the top wouldn't be hard to find something that would fit over there and provide some sort of wind protection, which is nice. But it's a lovely little neat device. I really like it. Okay, so that's the Sony ICD-TX650, a portable recorder from Sony. And this is just a goods in video, goods in 31. Thank you for watching. Just something to take a quick look at this product. Something else. Yeah, this doesn't come out too... Oh, you can't see that, can you? So this doesn't expand out too far. So you want to be careful with that, because if you've got some thick clothing or whatever, it might be quite difficult to get this over the top of it, because that doesn't... Yeah, I was hoping that would be a little bit wider, but I think you'll manage. Another neat little bit of information that might be of interest to some people is that this lets you power up from the record button. So to get up and running, all you need to do is press the record button like that, and bang, you're recording straight away. I mean, how quick was that? Let me just stop it again. No, let's stop it with the record button, not with the stop button. I mean, how daft is that? The record button is actually a stop record button. So start record and stop record, and the stop button is stop for playback. So let's just turn that off again. So it's actually in a powered off state now, the recorder. I'm going to press the record button now. Bang, we're recording. I mean, that is a huge bonus compared to phones and whatnot. I mean, you can be recording in just over a second. Amazing stuff.